Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Fairy Dust TV. Today we are talking about single moms dating, what single moms need to know first. Now, I'm going to tell you that working with single mothers is actually one of my favorite clients to work with because it does take special consideration when you go back into the dating world as a single mom, but not for the reasons that you expect. So there are a lot of, it still happens on television. You'll see women talk about who's going to want her now that she's a single mom. And I'm here right now and tell you that it's complete and utter BS. There are tons of amazing single men who have no problem at all whatsoever with you being a single mother. And there are also lots of other single fathers too. So you don't have to specifically just look for a single father, although I do think in some instances that's actually a bonus. And if I was to go back into the dating world, I wouldn't mind dating a single father as a single mother. Now, again, I'm still with my husband, so hopefully that won't happen. But if it was to happen, really, there's no issue. You do not have to worry about there not being enough men who will want you. There are plenty of men who are going to want you. With all of that said, I want to dive straight into the considerations that you need to know about as a single mom dating. And the first one that I want to start with is that you need to approach dating from a different perspective. So you're not just approaching it as with the identity of a single mother. Yes, you're a single mother, but that's something a little bit different. You're actually still going to lead. And when I work with my clients, is what I have them do is lead as a woman. You know, you're much more than the things that you do in life. You are first and foremost a woman. And leaning into the essence of being a woman is very powerful. Now, of course, you know, a lot of people have preconceived notions of what the essence of a woman is, and that means that she's weak, she's this, she's that. No, and it means none of that. In fact, I want you to completely discard all of those notions right this second. Femininity is something that most men really cherish, they crave, they relish, and they like to be around when it's not coupled with things that are very harsh, say emotions that are punishing them. And so I'm actually going on a little tangent here, and I actually don't want to really go too far into that, but femininity doesn't mean being an overly emotional woman, being a feminine woman. You can be a very strong, successful, and very feminine woman. And you get to define what femininity means to you. It's not necessarily my definition or the person down the street's definition or even society's definition. Femininity is a very unique thing that you need to take time to cultivate and define. And we'll talk about that, of course, on another call, how you can do those different things. But that's the first thing I want you to know, is that as a single mom, I don't want you to lead as a mom, okay? You're not leading, or if you're divorced, you're not leading as a divorced mom. You're not leading as a single mom. You're leading as a single woman, meaning you're giving men opportunity to know you as the woman you are, not just the mother you are. That's very important, and let that sink in for a second. A man needs to connect with you first about who you are as a woman in order to fall in love with you and allow this relationship to develop. Too many single moms wrap their entire identity, a lot of moms in general, not just single moms, but a lot of single moms wrap their entire identity in who they are as a mother. And so, for instance, if they put out an online dating profile, all they do is talk about their kids. And men, he's going to love the fact that you're a great mother, but he's really craving the opportunity to know you as a woman. And that's extremely important for you to give him that opportunity if you want to create a magical relationship in your life. So remember, being a good mother is the bonus. Leading as a woman is imperative to having everything you want romantically as you start dating as a single mom. Now, with that said, that also leads into number 2, which is you need to have a life and things that you like to do that don't involve your kids. I do understand how hectic it is when you have children, how hectic it is to balance everything, but it's really important that you carve out some time that you get to identify what those are. I have too many women come to me, regardless of how successful they are, regardless of all the things they've accomplished in their lives, who still don't know what it is that they really like to do in life. And to me, life isn't about finding the meaning in life. Life is about experiencing life. And you can't do that if you don't allow yourself to experience the things you like. To, spend time with your girlfriends, to go do activities that turn you on as a woman, not just sexually turn you on, but light up your spirit and do all those things. And this is a piece that you need to know or start defining as you go back into the dating world. Because men aren't looking to teach you how to live life. They're looking for somebody, real men are looking for someone that they can connect with and they can share and experience life with. And I have to tell you, it's really boring to listen to a woman always say, well, I don't know, whatever you want, instead of giving ideas and suggesting fun activities and places that she would like to see and do and experience with him as well. So it's really important that you have something going on in your life, or that you start to develop something going on in your life that doesn't revolve around your kids and what they need and what, now of course you're going to have to fit it in small and carve out small places for that to happen, but it's an absolute imperative. Which brings me to number 3, because time management for the single mom dating is extraordinarily important. So one of the things when women come to me is that I work with them on is that you've got not to only date your men, you have to date your family, you date your friends, and you date yourself. Which, when you have kids, there's a lot of time that's carved out for them. Now, if you're in a good situation with your ex and you're able to get time away, those weeks that are let's say weekends or however you have arranged are perfect times to go on dates and things like that. But that time management schedule is super important in getting organized around your not just your work life, but your personal life as well, and being proactive in scheduling will be very helpful. It is much more difficult for the single mom to say last minute, oh yeah, let's go out on a date, which a lot of men have been doing these days, but my women can turn that around and flip that very easily, because all you have to do is start being proactive in dating and tell a guy, hey, unfortunately I'm not available, but next week I'm available, or Tuesday, or say Thursday. Would either one of those work for you? So it's a very, very easy switch. But the third piece, and I think one of the most pivotal pieces that will change the game for you in your dating life as a single mother, is to use a system that's already been built in to make it easier for you to meet men, so that you're not having to go out all the time. You can actually have the men come to you and then decide from there who you'd like to go out, schedule your precious time and go out on a date with. And that's with online dating, which, according to the statistics, some statistics say a little different, but they're all really good statistics. 1 in 4 and 1 in 6 people these days are meeting with an online introduction. And online dating sites have the biggest pool of available single men that you will be wildly attracted to and that will be really into you, for you, that are going to raising their hand basically to say, hey, I'd like to date. Let's see where this goes. Now, of course, there's certain sites that I like over others. My favorite is eHarmony. But more important, once you decide and make that choice to do online dating, the next step is that you need to put some effort into your online dating profile and use this tool to attract the right guys and schedule out the right time so that you're not having to try to figure it out where to meet men all the time. Let them come to you. And I can't even begin to tell you how many men are on these sites that are absolutely fantastic. And I know some of you ladies are going to tell me, but I've online dated before, blah, 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 blah. And I know. And I'm going to tell you, most likely, if you have really crappy experiences before, it's for one of two things. You either had a crappy profile, you just had kind of a profile you just threw up there, and I understand why. It's not always fun to have to write about yourself, which I have a solution for that in a second. Or two, actually I forgot what the second reason is, so we'll just stick with one for right now, the crappy profile. Now, with the crappy profile, again, super easy to remedy. All you need to do is go to Irresistibility, and you can get the first 2 chapters of my program that will teach you how to build an online dating profile that stands out from the thousands of other women in your area. And that includes getting your pictures done, getting the right pictures, also putting the right profile together that attracts the right type of guys. So you're not listening to inbox crickets or real life crazy men either, because when you have a bland and boring profile, yeah, that's what happens. Crickets or crazies. A lot of fun there. Now, with that said, being a single mom, again, I want to go back. I want you to remember, there are lots of men, lots of great, fantastic, wonderful men who are going to want to date you. All you need is to have some of your own life that doesn't revolve around your kids. And then, of course, being a good mom with that, you need to be a woman who takes really good care of herself first. Have everything organized and done well with your kids, and not always living on the go. So start scheduling and use online dating to attract the right types of men, and then be able to proactively schedule dates in the future instead of, again, living last minute. Because living last minute sucks as a single mom, and it's one of the things that will drive you nuts the fastest. It doesn't mean nothing last minute will ever happen, don't get me wrong, but if you're always living like that, when you have so many pieces to manage in your life, including your dating life, it won't be any fun. It'll be just complete chaos, and that will seep into your dating life, and then you'll meet a guy, you'll fall for him really hard, and you'll start to feel desperate because everything's chaotic around you. He feels that, and then things start to unravel. So do yourself a favor. First, remember, number 1 is lead as a woman, not as a single mom. You are a single mom, that's a bonus, but that's not who you are as a woman. Connect with men as a woman, number 1. Number 2, have your own life and your own interests outside of your kids. It doesn't have to be an extensive list of things that you do. It can be very small, very niche. It can be something for some women who love crocheting. That's great. Some people love playing sports. Some women love playing sports, things like that. It can be anything, but it needs to be yours. And it needs to not have to revolve around your kids. And number 3, organize and manage your time well as a single mama. Okay, your time is precious. That's the one thing we don't get any more of. And when you're managing a career and kids and a dating life, remember you're dating your friends, you're dating your men, you're dating your family, and you're dating yourself. You're putting all those pieces together. They're not going to be equal all the time, but they do need to exist, and they can only exist, and you will only be able to enjoy them when you do it in an organized fashion. And I can help you do that by going to Irresistibility. Get the first 2 chapters for free. That's e-rresistibility.com. Get the first 2 chapters for free and start to organize your profile. You don't have to launch right away. Take some time, put it together, have some fun doing it, because it can be a lot of fun. And then the next thing you know, when you do launch your profile, you're gonna have such better responses because you're having fun with the experience and you have quality profile out there as well. Okay, single lady, single mama, I know you can do this. you can create an amazing, magical dating experience, just like all of my clients do, and just like I did. Of course, I wasn't a single mom at the time, but if I had to be a single mama, I could do this with you too. So I know you can do this. Go to Irresistibility to get some free help, and I will see you next week on Fairy Dust TV. Mwah.